Welcome to my website. I'd like to invite you to have a look around to get a sense of who I am and how I work. One of the most important things in order to get results with hypnotherapy is to have a good connection with your hypnotherapist. You need to feel like you can trust the person, like there's a good rapport between you, as though that person understands what it is you're dealing with and has a strategy for helping you. And so again, I invite you to have a look through my website, see who I am if you feel like there's a good fit for me. And if you want to come in and check it out in person, I always offer a free consultation so we can get together and chat so that I can see what your goal is all about and what I can do to help you. And you can decide if I feel like the right person for the job. To help you understand a little bit about me and how I do the work I do, why I do the work I do, I'd like to share a story with you. The story is about a group of monks who had a shrine they were taking care of. Part of the shrine consisted of this enormous clay Buddha. And they were told that there was going to be a highway through the area where their Buddha was stored. And so they would have to obviously move it to make space for the highway. So they got a forklift and they began lifting the Buddha. Well, what they discovered was the Buddha was incredibly heavy, but when they started lifting it, it also began to crack. And so they decided to leave it overnight while they arranged to get a more heavy-duty forklift. They threw a tarp over the Buddha because it was going to start to rain that evening and left it for the night. Well, during the night, one of the monks came out to check on the Buddha. He lifted up the edge of the tarp and shone a flashlight in there, and what he discovered was that there was something shiny glinting back at him. So he went in further to investigate and discovered a little patch of gold that he began to chip away, chip away, chip away. Well, after a fair amount of excavating, what he discovered was it wasn't a clay Buddha at all, but it was a solid gold Buddha. No wonder the forklift couldn't lift it. Well, so some research was done around this Buddha, and what was discovered was that thousands of years earlier, this Buddha had been taken care of by another group of monks, and when the area they were living in was about to be overtaken, because they couldn't take the Buddha with them, they decided to cover it in clay so that it would appear to be useless to the people who were coming in and it would be left alone. And it was, until all of these years later, when the monks attempted to lift the Buddha with the forklift and its real nature was discovered. I'm sharing this story with you because it has a lot of meaning for me. When I first heard this story, it actually prompted me to change my business name from Campbell Wellness Consulting to Your Authentic Self. See, I think that the type of work I do is really about helping you to discover that golden Buddha that lies within you. I believe that we all come into the world perfect. We come in knowing what it is we need and ready to express it. We come into the world full of life, full of vibrancy, full of energy. We come into the world ready to explore. We come in playful. We light up when somebody familiar looks at us. We believe that we can be cowboys or ballerinas. We're playful. We spend all day long in our imaginations creating. And then what happens? Well, then people start saying things to us like, you got to be more practical, or that's a silly thing to think, or it's time to grow up now, start being realistic. Or we have experiences that make us feel guilty or ashamed or traumatized. We're made to feel badly about who we are. And every one of those experiences, every one of those negative comments directed at us is like one more heap of clay that covers up our true, authentic nature, that golden Buddha within. So when a client comes to see me, what I really feel I'm doing with them is helping them do that job of excavating, helping them to recognize who they are underneath. Who are you underneath your shame, your fear, your insecurities, underneath your self-doubt and your criticisms of yourself? Who are you underneath your childhood trauma, your adult trauma? Who are you at your most authentic core? Who is your authentic self? That's the work that I love to do. So if you're interested in finding out more, as I mentioned earlier, I do offer a free consultation. We can do that in person, which is my preference if you live in the area. But I also offer consultations via Skype for people outside of Victoria. I'd love for you to contact me. There's a book now button where you can go in and book your free consultation, or you can give me a call, 250-382-2485. You're also welcome to email me through the links on this site. So again, have a look around, and if it feels like a good fit, or you're just interested in getting some more information about what it is I do, I'd love to talk to you more in person. Thanks so much for taking the time to listen to this video and to go through my site. Take care.